Still water. I should have never agreed to house sit that place. It was my cousin Jamie's lake house, isolated, charming, built in the 70s and barely updated since. She and her husband were on their second honeymoon and needed someone to watch the place for a week. "You'll love it," she said. "It's peaceful. Just you, the woods, and the water." She didn't mention the fog. The lake itself was beautiful, sure, wide and still, like a sheet of black glass. But every morning this thick fog would creep across it, swallowing the trees and shoreline until the world felt like a snow globe filled with smoke. The kind of fog that plays tricks on your eyes, shapes moving that aren't there. Or maybe they are. The first night I heard the knocking. It was soft, barely there, like fingertips on glass. It came from the sliding doors that faced the lake. I got up, expecting a branch or maybe wind, but there was nothing. Just the fog outside. Thicker now. I went back to bed. The second night I saw the footprints, wet, bare, leading from the water's edge, up the deck, right to the sliding door. I checked the lock 3 times after that. I didn't sleep. I sat in the living room with every light on, trying not to look at the glass, trying not to hear the faint sound of water dripping from unseen limbs. On the third night, I made the mistake of opening the door. Something stood in the fog, far out on the dock, half hidden. It didn't move, not even when I called out. I told myself it was a tree, a trick of the light. But when I stepped onto the deck, the fog pulled back just enough to show me it wasn't. It was a woman, long hair hanging like kelp, skin gray-blue, stretched tight like it had forgotten how to be alive. She pointed at me, just pointed. Then she slowly backed into the water and disappeared. I slammed the door, locked it, pushed a chair against it, like that would help. I didn't sleep. Last night, the 4th, I tried to leave. The car wouldn't start. My phone had no signal, dead as the thing in the lake. I was trapped. I kept hearing things, water sloshing, a voice whispering my name from outside, from under the floorboards, from inside the goddamn walls. I'm writing this now because I don't think I'll make it through tonight. She's closer now. I see her watching from the tree line. Her eyes shine in the dark like glass marbles. She doesn't blink. There's something she wants, something I have or something I am. If someone finds this, don't go near the lake. Don't stay the night. And for the love of God, don't open the door. The dock. I never liked the lake at night. Even as a kid, it made my skin crawl. The way the moonlight skimmed the surface, how the water never made a sound. Not even the frogs dared to speak after dark. But when my brother died, I came back. I thought it would help. The lake house had been ours. Now it was just mine. The first night I slept in his old room. It still smelled like cedar and lake water. I kept the window open, trying to remember how we used to lie there, whispering about ghost stories and the things that might live under the dock. That's when I heard it. A creak, then another. The dock shifting under weight. I told myself it was nothing, an animal, a current, but the sound was too deliberate, slow, heavy, like footsteps. I stared into the darkness outside until I finally saw it, something moving at the end of the dock, a figure, standing, watching the house. I shut the window. The next morning I found wet footprints on the wood outside, bare feet, too large to be mine. They trailed from the dock up to the porch, stopping right at the back door. But the door was locked. I never heard it open. I left that day, but something followed me. Back home, I'd hear dripping water in the hall. I'd wake up to find puddles near the foot of my bed. I saw movement in the mirrors, flashes of my brother, pale and bloated, eyes black like the lake at midnight. I returned to the lake house last night. I stood at the edge of the dock, staring into the still water. I called his name, and he answered. His hand broke the surface, swollen, blue. He gripped my ankle before I could move. He didn't speak, but I felt what he wanted. I heard it in my skull, like ice cracking. He's lonely down there. I escaped, barely. Now I sit inside, soaked, door bolted, but I can still hear him, pacing the dock, waiting. And I know sooner or later I'll open the door, and I won't come back. The thing in the water. It started with the silence, not the peaceful kind you get in the woods. This was different, heavy, pressurized, like the whole forest was holding its breath. The lake house belonged to my uncle. He left it to me when he passed. Remote, old, half swallowed by trees. It should have felt like a getaway. It didn't. I arrived late in the afternoon. The sun was low, painting the lake orange. It was beautiful, sure, but the water never rippled, not even with the breeze, just flat and black, like it was waiting for something. I spent the first night in the master bedroom. There was a large bay window that faced the lake. I left the curtain open. I don't know why. Maybe I wanted to see the stars. Instead, I saw the dock, or rather, I saw someone standing on it. Just a figure, motionless. No light, no detail, just a black shape watching the house. I blinked, and it was gone. The next morning I found water on the floor, a trail from the back door to the hallway. No broken lock, no footprints, just water, as if the lake had reached inside. I started locking every door and window before dark, but every night the figure returned, always in the same place, closer each time. I tried not to look. I really did. But on the fourth night, I couldn't help it. I stood at the window and stared. And it moved, not like a person. It didn't walk. It slid, fast, impossible, across the dock and onto the water. Then it began to rise, not above the surface, out of it, as if the lake itself was spitting it up. Long limbs, slick and wrong, skin like drowned bark, eyes like holes burned into paper. It smiled. At me. I fell backward, hit my head. When I came to, it was morning. The window was open, water everywhere, but no sign of it. I should leave. I know that. But I can't. Something's different now. I hear it whispering in the pipes. I dream of black water rushing into my lungs. I see shadows swimming under the floorboards. It doesn't want me to leave, and I don't think it ever let my uncle go. Beneath still water. I wasn't supposed to be alone. My girlfriend, Mia, was going to meet me at the lake house after work. We were supposed to spend the weekend off-grid. No phones, no stress, just us and the water. That's what she said. But something came up. "Just go ahead," she texted. "I'll be there tomorrow." That was yesterday. The house is old, belonged to my grandparents. It smells like cedar and something damp, like mold hiding under the wood. The lake out back is massive and still, surrounded by pine trees that never seem to stop whispering. The first night I stood on the dock and stared out at the water. It didn't move, not even a ripple. That's what got me. There was no wind, no bugs, no sound. Just silence so thick it pressed against my skin. Then I saw it, a shape under the surface. It was only for a second. Something pale, human-sized, drifting just below the water like it was sleeping. I leaned in, trying to make it out. That's when I heard a splash behind me, just a soft one, like a footstep in water. I turned fast. Nothing. But when I looked back down, the shape was gone. I didn't sleep well. The house groaned too much. Floorboards creaked like someone was walking through the hall. And once, I swear I heard breathing right outside my bedroom door. I thought it was my imagination, Until this morning, there were wet footprints leading from the back door to the bathroom. Bare feet, long, not mine. I checked every room, locked the doors, told myself I was being paranoid. Then I found the photograph, tucked behind a loose board in the hallway, an old Polaroid, black and white. My grandfather standing at the edge of the dock. Behind him in the water, a face was breaking the surface. Mouth open, eyes black. Same dock, same lake. I'm not alone here. I know that now. Whatever it is, it's watching me. It comes out at night. It walks when the house is dark and the lake is still. And I don't think it wants Mia to arrive. Not because it's afraid of her, but because it wants us both.